Okie dokie. Um, do do do. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday morning. Um, Hope all is well. Hope you got your coffee. Hope you're awake or semi-awake. Yeah, so on today's agenda, I watched Carry On last night, and I want to talk about it. Lots of things to say. And then I want to transition into talking about Secret Level. Wednesday night, I was supposed to talk about Secret Level on the live stream I did Wednesday, but my live stream on Wednesday was a complete and utter shit show. It was a dumpster fire of a show. I don't know what happened. I think OBS got stuck on something, and it was very frustrating. However, shout out to one of my subscribers, John, stuck around, and we talked about the Game Awards for a little while. So it wasn't a complete disaster, but it was annoying nonetheless. So now I will talk about my thoughts on Secret Level, and then we'll finish out the show with some horror movie trivia, because why not? I love me some trivia. I consider myself to be pretty knowledgeable about the horror genre, and I don't know. I feel like a lot of people came to my channel for my my horror tier list videos, so kind of want to keep that horror trend going. It's one of those weird things where it's like, okay, these videos are doing very well, regardless of what the comments are. Back and forth. People hate me, or not hate me, hate my opinions. Some people like my opinions. But it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, those are popular. Do I transition into a horror channel where I do nothing but horror? But I don't know if I like that idea. I'm someone who likes all different kinds of movies. Horror just happens to be like one of my favorite genres. But I also like action. I like drama. I like animation, and to be able to talk about those things is something I would like to do. So I don't know if I'm going to do a horror only channel, but yeah. So yeah, we'll end out the show with some horror movie trivia. But yeah, so let's talk about Carry On. So yeah, I watched this last night, and is this movie ridiculous? Yes. Is it silly? Yes. Is it, at times cartoonish? Yes. Is it a little preposterous? Sure. But that being said, I had a blast with this movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. There are some things that bother me about it. It's not a perfect film, but man, it's just a fun kind of throwback thriller that we haven't seen in a while. And one of the things I thought about, towards the end was that I'm happy to... I know this isn't an action movie, but it is kind of... the second half is very action-based. It's very thrilling. There are some fight scenes. But one of the things that I appreciate about this movie is that the main character isn't some sort of like ultra elite badass, I can beat up anybody, like one of those, like a John Wick kind of character. Like so many action movies nowadays are just like the protagonists, the action heroes are just like perfect killing machines. And it was refreshing to see just a normal average Joe dude just going to his job and trying to overcome a situation. I really dug that about this movie. It's definitely its strength. Jason Bateman, and is it, how do I always butcher this guy's? Is it Taron Egerton? I want to say Egon, but hold on. What? Oh, Egerton. Okay, Taron Egerton. I thought he was fantastic. The love interest. What is her name? Let's go back. The love interest, Sophia Carson. She was rough around the edges. She wasn't my favorite, but yeah, a cool concept. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. I do think the second half is better than the first half. I was a little worried in the first half. A lot of it's like him at this desk with Jason Bateman talking in his ear, and like the exposition and the beating you over the head with like, you're a nobody, you're coasting through life. Like, this is one of those movies where you could probably make a drinking game. Every time someone calls Ethan a nobody or a loser or coasting through life, no ambitions, like any of the above. Anytime someone says that, take a drink. And you will be drunk within the first probably 30 minutes. They really beat you over the head with the fact that this guy's a nobody, which is, it got so ridiculous. But yeah, it had me worried in the beginning. I was like, okay, it's a cool concept. It's a cool, position to put your character in and put the audience in. Like, what would you do? And but again, it's like him talking to the ear and the weird dialogue. It had me worried for a little while, but it definitely picks up in the second half. The second half I thought is just a roller coaster ride. I think it's a lot of fun. It's definitely worth a watch. I mean, you have Netflix, you might as well watch it. It's a good Christmas movie, and props to the movie for ending the movie with my favorite Christmas song. I'm not going to spoil what that Christmas song is, but it is my favorite, so it's kind of fun to be like, yeah, end the movie with my favorite Christmas song. But yeah, performances are good. The thing that bothers me about this movie is that the tone at times is like over the top and comical. Like, there's this moment early on in the movie where there's like a montage of us watching like what it is to be a TSA agent. They're like all the problems that these agents come across, all the silly things they come across. And the movie's just kind of like throwing scene after scene or sequence after sequence. And like all of the actors, portraying these weird sequences are like so over the top, and it's like kind of cartoonish. I think it's starting to be funny, but it's not funny. It kind of comes off as a little cringe. And then the other thing is that, again, not spoiling, but there's a moment that happens. There's an action scene that happens inside of a car on a highway. And that sequence, it felt like I was watching a movie, and then like the movie became a cartoon for about 2 minutes, and then we went back to a movie. Like, that action set piece inside that car was so ridiculous and over the top and like CGI heavy. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's what it was. It just, I laughed out loud because of how insane that shot was and over the top it was. It just became a cartoon. It was really silly. But yeah, overall, fun movie. Definitely worth a watch. What else is there to say? I do think the movie does a good job at, like, these kind of movies, it puts you in the shoes of the protagonist, and you're like, I would do this, I would do that. And for the most part, Ethan makes pretty smart decisions. For the most part, there are some moments where I'm like, I probably would have done something differently. But he's not like a complete idiot. And Jason Bateman, I think, is fantastic. He works better on screen than he does on voice. I don't know, there's something about, he wasn't as, like, menacing with his vocal performance. Not that he's, like, trying to be menacing, but I don't know, I feel like there's got to be a little bit of menace in there, and I was just kind of like, it's just Jason Bateman talking in your ear. But when you see him in person, when they have, interactions in person, I definitely felt he was a little more menacing, and I thought he was great. It was. I don't think I've seen Jason Bateman as a villain. Well, I guess Ozark, if you count Ozark, but yeah, I thought he was great. Just an overall fun throwback thriller. There's things I want to talk about. I don't know if I want to spoil it. But yeah, if you're looking for, a modern, Die Hard-ish kind of movie that's solid, Carry On is that movie. I think it's a fun, fantastic ride. Again, is it stupid? Yes. Is it the best thing ever? No. But if you just want like a light, fun 2-hour thrill ride, Carry On is the one to watch. Oh man. There was a moment that confused me in the movie. There's a moment towards the end that has to deal with like a couple suitcases, and then like towards the end of the movie, I was like, wait a minute, didn't something happen with those suitcases? But I was wrong. Again, I'm trying to be light on spoilers here. I don't want to spoil for those who haven't seen it yet. But yeah, fun movie. I almost kind of wish, though, that we didn't know what was in the case. You find out what's in the case probably about 30 minutes in. And I thought it would have been very interesting to not know what was in the case. Like maybe you just see people's facial reactions, and you're just like, "Ooh, what is it?" Almost like the Pulp Fiction effect, where it's like, "What the hell is in the case?" Whatever it is, it's a big deal because everyone's reacting to it in a big way. That would have been an interesting take, but again, knowing what it is in the context of the movie, it does kind of make sense that you do know what it is because it has lasting effects, and they talk about it and they talk about what it does, and I think it raises the stakes by showing you what's in it. So I get why they tell you what's in the case, but it would have been an interesting pivot if they didn't show you what was in the case. But yeah. So for me, Carry On is a recommend. I definitely recommend this one. Check it out. Again, if you have Netflix, I don't know what would be stopping you from watching this. It's a good time. I don't know if I would say it's one of Netflix's best, but it's definitely one of the better Netflix movies. Typically, Netflix movies are pretty rough, but this one is not one of them. This one is a good time. Again, not perfect by any means, but it's a good time. It is a good time, this Carry On. So give it a watch. Let me know in the comments what you think of the movie. It's good stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot Dean Norris. Dean Norris is great. Yeah, it's interesting how it does kind of become heavy-handed at the end, where it's like, I think the movie is highlighting this process that we have in place at airports, and it's just like up to these select few people to make sure that everyone's safe on board an airplane, which is kind of wild. But it's also trying to highlight that, like, oh, these agents deal with a lot of shit, so give them a break. All right, give them a break. When you're traveling, be a little bit nicer to these TSA agents. They have rough days, they're stressed out. You got people yelling at them all day. Just give them a break, all right? They're just doing their job. I think that's kind of like the movie's point in the end, which, again, is a little bit heavy-handed, but, yeah, pretty fun. Pretty fun, this Carry On movie. All right, now let's talk about Secret Level. So yeah, again, I was supposed to talk about this on Wednesday night, but my show was a nightmare. And so yeah, if you don't know what Secret Level is, it's a new show on Amazon Prime, and it is from I think it's the producers or the creators of Love, Death, Robot on Netflix, which is a fantastic anthology animated show. If you have not seen Love, Death, Robots, highly recommend it. It's fantastic. But they have a new show now on Amazon, and it's nothing. It is a video game anthology animated show where each new episode is highlighting a different video game, and I think it's 8 episodes this week, and then next week we'll get another round of 8 episodes. So yeah, each episode is a video game, and they're shorts. They're like anywhere between 8 to 20 minutes long. And then the next one for 8 episodes. And I want to say it is, I don't remember what the order is, but the games that are in this show, it's Armored Core, it's Pac-Man, Dungeons and Dragons, Slifu, Crossfire. What am I missing? Unreal Tournament. There's one. What's the one with the? God damn it! The boat captain. What the fuck is that? The Amazon game. I'm blanking on it. But that's one. And there's the 8th one that I'm. Oh, Warhammer. Okay, there it is. Thank you, trailer. So yeah, each episode is highlighting these games. And you know what? I thought the show was awesome. I had a great time with it. I watched it all in one sitting. I think most of the episodes are great. The only one that I didn't enjoy all that much was the Pac-Man episode. But every other episode I thought was very enjoyable. The animation is incredible. I thought it was a fantastic show. I think my top three were the Unreal Tournament, Armored Core, and the Warhammer. Or no, Crossfire. Crossfire. I think the Crossfire one was fucking great. But yeah, so Unreal Tournament, Crossfire, and Armored Core were my top three. But again, I thought as a whole it was a pretty cool show. Again, Pac-Man was the only one that I didn't really enjoy. All the other ones I thought were great. I think my favorite out of all of them was Unreal Tournament. That episode was awesome. I thought that episode was fantastic. Just like that whole episode was like this pulsating techno score. It has a cool story about an robot uprising. So I thought Unreal Tournament stole the show for me personally. I think a lot of people, what I've seen so far, enjoyed Warhammer the most. And Warhammer was dope too. That was a great episode, but I think Unreal Tournament was probably my favorite. I thought Crossfire was great too. I don't know a goddamn thing about Crossfire, but that episode was a lot of fun. It's basically like two sets of soldiers. One has a mission to get a man in a briefcase to a certain location, and the other group of soldiers are trying to stop them. And it all takes place in a rainy, windy city. I don't know where the pedestrians are. It looked like an abandoned city. I don't really know. I don't know the story of Crossfire, but it's basically two sets of soldiers, two separate squads, battling each other in an empty city. There's part of it right here. But yeah, I thought Crossfire was fantastic. Yeah, I guess Saifu. That one was really short. I want to say Saifu was like 8 minutes. That one was okay. Not too much of a story. That episode was more like, this is what the Saifu game is. But again, I'm wondering if people who don't play video games will enjoy this. Yeah, I don't know. I would love to talk to somebody who doesn't play video games and watch this and see if they had a good time. I don't know. I do not know. Because you could watch, if you've never played a video game and you're watching something like Saifu, do you understand what the game is? I understand that you probably know what's going on in the show, but like, are you like, oh, is this what the game is? You just die and come back and you get older as you go. It's a roguelike? Like, I don't think people are making those connections. So it'd be interesting to hear, people's opinions who don't play video games, whether or not they would like this show. Yeah, the only big critique I have of the show, especially when you compare it to Love, Death, Robots, is that a lot of these, from an animation standpoint, kind of feel the same. There's not a whole lot of variety in style. Whereas you look at something like Love, Death, Robots, there is a lot of variety in style. Luckily, you had Saifu, which looked a little different. But other than that, all the animation looked kind of similar-ish. I don't know. I'm assuming that every single one of these shorts are made by a different studio in terms of the animation studios. But if you were to tell me it was done by the same animation studio, then I would be like, yeah, that makes sense. But my assumption is that they're all different. But they do feel kind of the same. There's not a whole lot of variety. Although I'm looking at this trailer, it looks like Spelunky's coming up, and that looks like a different animation variety, so that's good. So yeah, 8 episodes out. We still got 8 next week. The 8 next week, I think, is like Mega Man, Spelunky. I think there's Concord, which I can't wait to watch Concord. What else? I think there's one that just... Yeah, they run through them all. Outer Worlds. But yeah, not a bad start. So yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of this thing. I enjoyed the hell out of this show. I can't wait for more. I want to see Mega Man. I hope Mega Man's dope. That's the one that I want to see in the next season. This season for me was Armored Core because I love From Software, and I loved Armored Core last year. It was one of my favorite games of the year. And that one did not disappoint. Keanu Reeves is an Armored Core. So yeah, next week I want to see Mega Man. That's the one I'm looking forward to. It was also cool too to see like some of these games that most of these I've heard of. Even if I haven't played them, I know what they are. But the one that I hadn't heard of, let me go back to the listing here. It's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh shit. Was it New World? New World, I don't know what that is. I had to look it up. It's like an Amazon, I think it's an MMO. But as I was watching that New World episode, I was like, this is awesome. Like that Arnold Schwarzenegger plays such a fun character. It wasn't my favorite episode of the bunch, but his character was a blast to watch and very funny. I was laughing a lot. And then I looked at what the video game was. I was like, oh, this is not for me. Not for me. I probably will never play this. But it made me want to play Saifu. I've had Saifu on my PlayStation Plus for so long. I love roguelites. I don't know why the hell I haven't started Saifu, but yeah, this game kind of piqued my interest. Like, man, I need to get on that fucking Saifu. Or Sifu, however you say it. So yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of this. Curious to know what you guys think. Did you guys like it? Did you not like it? I had a blast with it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's a great show to sit or watch in one sitting, because they're all very short. Like I said, some of them are 8 minutes, some of them are 20. I think Crossfire was 20, Warhammer was like 15, I think Armored Core was like 12 or 15, so they're not very long. And it's cool, you can watch them out of order. Yeah, this Pac-Man one was not my favorite. Dungeons & Dragons was a fun way to start. I thought that one was pretty solid. It was a solid opening. Although you probably could have started with Armored Core. Like out the gate, have the Keanu Reeves Armored Core as your first episode. I wonder if that would have been a stronger way to open the season than Dungeons & Dragons. But yeah, can't wait for next week. I want more. I hope they keep doing it. I want to see more video games being represented this way. I want to see some... I'm assuming that we're probably never going to get anything from Nintendo, which is kind of a bummer. Yeah, maybe see something from like God of War or Horizon or Uncharted, Halo, Gears, a Forza, a racing one would be fun. Gran Turismo would be fun. So yeah, we'll see where they go from here, but a solid start. A solid start. So yeah, I recommend Secret Level if you have Amazon Prime, and if you have a tiny bit of interest in video games, I think it's worth a shot. Even if you don't play video games, I think there's still some, something here to enjoy. Even if you don't understand the context or what these games are, I think you could still have a good time. Although I'd be curious that if you don't play video games and you watched it, what your opinion is. Did you like it? Did you not like it? But yeah, if you've played a lot of these games, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I think it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so again, just to recap, I think my favorite were Unreal Tournament, Crossfire, and Armored Core, and Unreal Tournament was my favorite out of all of them. We'll see if it remains my favorite when they drop the next 8 episodes next week. I think it's Tuesday. Next Tuesday we'll get another 8. But yeah, highly recommend this one. I thought it was a lot of fun. So give it a watch. Let me know what you think of the show. And yeah, hope you like it as much as I did. Although I don't think it's as good as Love, Death, Robots. I want to put that out. I think Love, Death, Robots is still a better show. Because, again, of the variety. I think there's a lot of variety in that show. But also, I think there's 3 seasons of Love, Death, Robots. So there's also just a lot that you can watch right now if you've never seen Love, Death, Robots versus this, which are just 8 episodes. A lot of them feel kind of the same animation-wise. So yeah, I do think Love, Death, Robots is the stronger of the 2. But that doesn't mean that this isn't worth watching. I think it's a blast. Yeah, give it a watch. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun and it's short. How about that? You don't have to watch fucking 30 hours of a season. You can just watch it in, hour and a half. You're done. You're in, you're out. And go enjoy it. You're paying for the fucking thing. Watch it. Okay, so talked about Carry On, talked about Secret Level. Should we do some horror trivia? I think we should. Let's jump into some horror trivia. I was kind of browsing the other day. I don't know which one I want to do. I popped into the Reader's Digest just to see how they had it laid out, and it's kind of silly. It's like the answers are right underneath. Look at this. Like, I can't just show this. Like, literally, the fucking answer is right below it. So I'm like, okay, well, this ain't gonna work. But there was another one I saw. I mean, I could try and do BuzzFeed, but I feel like it's gonna be like stupid shit. Like, I want something a little bit stronger. I don't want like, what's the lead character's name in Scream? I don't want shit like that. I want something that digs a little bit deeper. We'll give BuzzFeed a shot here. Okay, question number 1. We'll start easy. Quote, "We all go a little mad sometimes," is from which 60s horror flick? Well, I know what it is. Do you know what it is? Psycho. All right, let's go. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is like surface level shit. Which actor stars in the Halloween franchise? Gee, I don't know. Sydney Sweeney? Is she on? No, she's not on here. God, Marilyn Monroe? No. I guess I'll just go with Jamie Lee Curtis. Hopefully that's right. Oh, gee, I got it. That's a fucking ridiculous question. Come on. Okay, here we go. Where does the 2019 horror film Midsommar, starring Florence Pugh, take place? This one I actually don't remember. Where does Midsommar take place? Oh, it's been a while since I've seen this. Do any of you know? Shit, this may be a guess. This might be a guess. Oh, shit, my head's a little big. I may have to shrink my head a little bit. I'm blocking the questions. Let me look at my stream here. There's a delay. I hate not having two... get out of here. I hate not having... Here, let me shrink my face a little bit so you can see the questions. Yeah, I don't know. This is going to have to be a guess. They finally got me. 3 questions in. They started with some softballs. Now they're throwing fucking wild balls here. They're throwing curveballs at me. I want to say it's Rättvik, Sweden. I'm going to go Rättvik. It was Harga. All right, fine. You got me. You got me. All right, next question. This 1980s horror film directed by Stanley Kubrick was... I can't speak. Stanley Kubrick was adapted from which Stephen... Oh, my God. Come on, you got to do something harder than that. It's The Shining. Can you imagine if I picked fucking Carrie? What is the name? See, these are softballs, man. Give me some fastballs. Give me some curveballs. What is the name of Jodie Foster's character in Silence of the Lambs? It's fucking Clara Scarlett. That's Clarice Starling. Clarice. Next. Who plays... I knew we were going to get this stupid-ass question. Who plays the role of Sidney Prescott in the Scream franchise? Gee, I wonder. Who plays the role of Sidney Prescott in the Scream franchise? Oh boy, this one's a real head scratcher, guys. This one's a real head scratcher. It's Drew Barrymore. Duh. Just kidding, it's Neve Campbell. Come on. Come on. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you is a quote from which 80s horror film? God, these questions are so not challenging. They are not very challenging. Nightmare on Elm Street. Okay, here we go. Who is the lead actor in T. West's film trilogy of Pearl, X, and Maxine? That is Mia Goth. Although Jenna Ortega is in X, but it is Mia Goth. What's the name of the infamous camp in the 1980s horror film Friday the 13th? Ooh. What's the camp name from Friday the 13th, everyone? Is it Camp Whistle Lake, Camp Silver Lake, Camp Crystal Lake, or Camp Crater Lake? This one's tough. This one's gonna separate the men from the boys here. All right, I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna take a stab here. I think it's Camp Crystal Lake. Yeah, we gotta get some harder questions here. Which film starring Linda Blair was the first ever horror movie to be nominated for the Best Picture at the Oscars? I know this one too. Do you know? Is it Get Out? Is it Alien? Is it Silence of the Lambs? Or is it The Exorcist? It is The Exorcist. All right. Leatherface is the name of a character. Oh my God, it's fucking Texas Chainsaw. I'm gonna give this BuzzFeed a couple more questions, and I'm gonna try and find something a little more harder. Which Jordan Peele horror film follows Daniel Kaluuya as he visits his girlfriend's family estate and begins to uncover horrific secrets? Get Out. This supernatural horror film follows 3 teenage documentary filmmakers who end up... Oh my God, we're out. We're out. We need something a little harder than that. I want to say... I want something a little harder than that bullshit. Didn't he... I remember seeing a Reddit post where someone was like, oh, I uploaded my own trivia. I think it's this one. All right, let's give this one a shot. Okay. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, there's a lot going on. A lot going on here. T West 2022 film X takes place in which U.S. state? Is it Florida, Texas, Arizona, or Louisiana? I'm pretty sure it's Texas. Damn. Which of these films was not nominated for an Academy Award in any of the big 5 categories? Ooh, I don't think I know this. Which of these films was not nominated for an Academy Award in any of the big 5 categories? The Shining, Get Out, Misery, and Silence of the Lambs. Well, I think Silence of the Lambs is out because I'm pretty sure it was nominated for a bunch of stuff. I want to say it's The Shining. For some reason, I feel like The Shining didn't get anything from... But I don't know. I'm pretty sure Get Out got some stuff. I'm going to go Shining. What do you guys think, if you're watching? Is it The Shining? I mean, Misery probably got Kathy Bates nomination. That's a big 5 category. Get Out probably got Best Director. And Silence of the Lambs, you got Best Actress, Best Actor, Best Director. I think it's The Shining. Bam! I got it. What is the name of the demon that possesses Regan McNeil in The Exorcist? Is it Valak, Lucifer / Satan, Lipstick Face Demon, or Pazuzu? I'm pretty sure it's Pazuzu. Bam. Actually, it doesn't even tell me if I got him right. This musician played Eddie in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Is it David Bowie, Dean Martin, Sting, or Meatloaf? It is Meatloaf. Which of these actresses have never played the role of Wednesday Addams in film or television? Lisa Loring, Winona Ryder, Christina Ricci, and Jenna Ortega. Well, Jenna Ortega's out, and Christina Ricci's out. I'm assuming Lisa Loring is the actress who played Wednesday in the original show. I don't think Winona Ryder has played Wednesday. I think people get that confused because of Beetlejuice. She kind of plays a Wednesday character in Beetlejuice in a lot of ways. But I want to say it's Winona Ryder. The mask serial killer Michael Myers wears throughout the Halloween franchise is a mask of which real-life actor? William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, John Wayne, or Mike Myers? I think we all kind of know that it is William Shatner. Bam. What is the fictional town that acts as the predominant setting for the Scream franchise, specifically the first, fourth, and fifth films? Springwood, Ohio, Haddonfield, Illinois, Sunnydale, California, Woodsboro, California. I know this one. I love Scream. It is Haddonfield. Just kidding. It's Woodsboro. Which installment? Oh, I've not seen the Final Destination film, so I may need some help here. Which installment of the Final Destination franchise features a massive highway catastrophe vehicle pileup as its set-piece premonition sequence? Is it Final Destination 2, Final Destination 5, or Final Destination 4? It is, I stopped watching after Final Destination 2, and luckily, this is Final Destination. I think it's the set piece that everyone remembers from Final Destination. I think it's the most famous out of all of these movies. So yeah, it is Final Destination 2. In the Evil Dead franchise, reanimated or possessed persons are known as deadites, walkers, infected, or zombies. I'm pretty sure they're deadites. Although I get them confused because what are the demon people in Hellraiser? Aren't they something similar? I always get those confused. I think they're deadites. What is the name of the child that the serial killer possessed doll Chucky targets in the Child's Play franchise? The character also appears as an adult in the Chucky TV series. Is it Andy Barclay, Danny Torrance, Damien Thorne, or Will Byers? Now, I haven't seen the Chucky movies in a very long time. Whoa. Why am I still stuck on that one? Hold on. I saw a little hiccup here. Oh man, it's happening again. All right, well, I think it's Andy Barclay. Who is the narrator of Disney's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow? Walt Disney, Dean Martin, Bing Crosby, or Roger Miller? I actually don't know. I'm going to do Roger Miller? Oh, I got it wrong. Damn, that was the first one I got wrong. In The Cabin in the Woods, what item in the basement is used to summon the redneck torture family to prey upon the protagonist? A reel of film, a journal, a conch shell, or a music box? Man, it's been a while since I've seen that. I'm pretty sure it is a music box. Oh, it's a journal. Damn. Hereditary was the directorial debut of which filmmaker? Robert Eggers, Mike Flanagan, Fede Alvarez, or Ari Aster? We all know this one. It is Ari Aster. Which film is set in a more recent time period or year? Note, year in is the year the film was made, not when it was set. Oh, I see what I see what they're doing. I want to say it's the others. Yeah. Which horror movie villain's signature weapon is a shoulder-mounted laser cannon known as the Plasma Caster? The Model T-800 Terminator from the Terminator, a Hell Priest Pinhead from Hellraiser, Megan from Megan, or the Predator from Predator? It is Predator. What is the nationality of the helicopter pilots that were firing upon the dog-disguised alien at the start of 1982's The Thing? Finnish, Swedish, Norwegian, or Icelandic? I think they're Norwegian. Yeah, buddy. All right, we are actually going to close the stream early because I'm coming across the same hiccup I had on Wednesday, which is that the background of my stream is frozen. And and I didn't know that for a while. We got stuck on BuzzFeed in the background, which I haven't been on that webpage for the last probably 15 minutes. I've been on a different webpage. I don't know what's going on. This is the second day this has happened. It's very frustrating. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do about it. I guess I'll try and update OBS. It's very annoying. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, I'm going to end it because you can't see what I'm looking at, and the whole idea is for us to see this together. So, yeah, sorry, guys. I'll try and figure out what's going on. This is the second day it's happening. It's very frustrating. But hey, at least we got to talk about some Carry On. We got to talk about Secret Level, so it wasn't all lost. But yeah, kind of sucks. We're going through some trivia. And my stream decided to malfunction. So, all right, we'll end it there, guys. I will see you next week. Like I said, I stream every Monday and Wednesday and Saturday. Monday and Wednesday, I stream from 6 to 8. And on Saturdays, I stream from 7 to 9. I was a little late this morning. I started at 7:30. But typically I do 7 to 9 when my stream is working, which it worked fine on Saturday. It worked fine on Monday. This started happening on Wednesday, so I'm not sure what the hell is going on. But I'll try and figure it out. And I will get back to you on Monday. So hope you all have a good weekend. For those of you who showed up, thank you for showing up. And I will see you on the next one.